What's up, everybody? Joe here from Podcast Rock City. I have another bonus episode for you guys. A little show for you guys. I wanted to show you some more Kiss magazines that I have. Turns out I have so many, and I was just going to do one every Tuesday, and I was like, you know what? I can do more during the week. And this just gives us something to do, gives me something to do by putting this out, and it gives you something to do maybe during your lunch hour or during your breakfast. Instead of looking at the news, you can check this out. Anyway, really quick before we get started, don't forget, November is Kiss Cruise Vegas, landlocked in Vegas, whatever they're calling it. And we will be there. So make sure that if you're there, you come over and say hi. And if you're not going to be there, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell so you know when we go live, because we will be going live from there. And we'll make sure that we try to show you as much as we possibly can while we're there. So like I said, subscribe. All right, so here's a cool magazine. Creem Special Edition, Kiss and the New Rock Sensations. So what I noticed is I had two of these, and I couldn't figure out what the big deal was. I was like, why do I have two? And one says Fall 77, and this one says Collector's Reprint. So obviously this one sold a lot. And then they put this one out afterwards, and apparently... So if you look, it's a quarter more. It's 25 cents more than this one. And this one actually has a few extra pictures in it. This one is my original one, and this is one that I bought at a convention. I did not know or remember that I had this one. The good news is this one was in mint condition, except for the fact that the centerfold is out. And I have the centerfold. I want to show that to you guys. Here's the centerfold on that side, and then this is what it looks like minus the glare. Sorry about that. On the other side. So the centerfold came out, but I still have it, and I wanted to show it to you guys. So let's go ahead and look at this other... Let me move my microphone a little bit. Let's go ahead and look at this magazine and check it out. Let's see. Kiss. I was on stage with Kiss. History. Remember what I said in the last episode, or one of the episodes of this? They're always talking about history when it comes to Kiss. It's really interesting. Back then, showing where they came from and how the steps of Kiss was really important. Excuse me, to the people who did this magazine, or did a lot of magazines, including, if you guys remember, I believe it's Kiss Alive 2. In the insert book that's there, right? Doesn't it have like a year by year thing? Or maybe it's just year by year of what they looked like. Anyway, so I'm just going to flip through this. I hope that it's clear enough that if you guys want to pause and read an article, you can. Usually it does. I know it works fine on my computer because I have stopped to check it out and read the an article on it. Man, I would love to have that shirt. Check out these posters. I bet you guys have these. Most people that are going to watch this have a lot of this stuff. Check this, Elvis with a star on the wrong eye. And then you got the Beatles. See, here it is. Roots History. History of Kiss. History. I love that shot of Paul. So good. Creem magazine was one of those magazines that loved Kiss from the beginning. Glitter picture, classic. They needed more posters of this. I have one somewhere. I have one behind me on the wall. that I guess is either an outtake or something, but I don't think it's official. I think I found it at like a flea market or something. Some guy had it, and I um I was just like, yeah, I'll take it just because it looked. It was on some really nice gloss paper too. More Kistery. It's one of those things. Kiss facts. Most of this stuff we know, of course, but back then we had no idea. We had to learn. And we did, and we read everything, didn't we? Check this out. Look, Aerosmith, P-Funk, Angel, Stars, The Dictators. It's the only band I hadn't heard of. If you guys have this magazine in your collection, let me know. I would love to know if you still have it, if it's still mint, if it still has the posters. And do you have both versions with the poster? I wonder if it's the same poster in both magazines. Cool picture of Gene eating a bass. Look at that. I have a magazine or a paper that's like an Inquirer kind of thing, where it actually has their faces, and it did come out before they unmasked. I'll have to show that on here sometime. I'm sure a lot of you guys have this stuff as well. Kiss pendant. I bet we all have one of those. Masked Men of Prehistoric Times, Lone Ranger, classic. Leatherface. Partying with Kiss, exotic Kiss dishes awaiting the arrival of the partygoers. That looks like a pizza. That's strange. It might not be a pizza, but in this day and age, it's the strangest thing, and I wonder if any of you guys have ever done it. I find myself wanting to go like this and blow something up, like make it so I can see a better view. Never works. Piper. Man, back in the day when we cared about our bands, I can tell you this. As a person that teaches kids music for a living, it's really strange how few not only have a favorite, they don't have a favorite band, but they also, when they do have a favorite band, they have no idea who's in it. But I think it was different when we were kids. We knew all the members of, or at least most of the members of our bands. You knew who was in Van Halen, and you knew who was in Motley Crue, and you knew who was in Kiss. Even when it wasn't the original members, we knew who was in Kiss. Look at that. Attention Kiss fans, super giant banner, 30 by 21. That's pretty cool. How much was it? $6 plus $1.25. I wonder how many people still have this. If they do, dang. That's pretty cool. Getting close to the end, guys. There's another Angel. There's Gene. Every time I see a picture of this girl, Star Stowe, I believe was her name. It's a shame. She's beautiful, and she died. Oh, my speaker went off. That was weird. She passed, I think. I don't know. I can't remember exactly why. I know they talked about it, I think, in Gene's book. There's a P-Funk. Kiss Candids. This is pretty cool. The Kiss comics. I know you guys have seen this before. It goes back to the comic is where they're fighting against a bad guy who doesn't rock, and I think that the character was based on John Denver, is what I heard. If you guys have not heard the Dress to Kill tour, audio that's on kissonline.com. You should go check it out. It's really cool. It's one of those things. I haven't done this yet, but I keep thinking that I need to go on my computer and type in the addresses to these places, and while they're talking about the places, take a walk down the street with them. I know, man, that sounds so bad. But I'm a Kiss fan, and this is what I would love to do. I can't make it to New York. Good shot of Gene. Kiss philosophy. Interesting. Couple more shots. Peter with his car. The band. What's on the last page? Gene. Here, let's turn it like this so you guys can see it. All right. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun. Don't forget, Podcast Rock City every Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's 100% live, 100% interactive, and 100% Kiss. And it's a lot of fun to have you guys come and hang out with us and participate in the show. You are literally the fifth member of the show because your comments count with us. If you say we're wrong on something, we'll discuss it. If you say we're right, we'll just take your word for it. Anyway, all right. We'll see you guys next time. We're out of here in 3, 2, 1. Peace.